Hello, welcome to my semester 3 Schouw presentation. I wanted to start off by talking about the second assignment for projections. We had to choose an event from our birth year and take it down an alternative future. So in my future, I believe there would be this fad to have more control over your bio organs. At first, I was thinking of creating a 3D printed heart that you could receive based on your DNA cell sample and a personalized quiz. So I started creating different aesthetic hearts, but I realized that they have no solid platform other than their aesthetics. So I went back to research and found that bone induction was what I was looking for. So at first I wanted to create this vest that would send electrical signals to your heart and the controls would be on the vest itself, but it felt very bulky and military bulletproof like. I rather made this bracelet you could wear that would send electrical impulses through your wrist to your heart. To explain the bracelet more, I created a video that would show the bracelet, an app, and the human that would communicate through notifications, but it never really showed the interface. So I decided to create an app itself. This app would allow you to control different heart rate levels of your heart through the bracelet. This was the home page. You could set reminders, get personalized help. It can increase your heart rate to gradually burn calories over a longer period of time with little to no movement. In the same way, it can allow you to rest peacefully by slowly decreasing your BPM. For design of instruments, we had to create a kinetic light sculpture. I started researching this effect called the Tyndall Effect, which allows you to see the rays itself due to the particles in the medium. I tried it with the laser, which I thought looked more bold and more colorful. I 3D printed these tiny surfaces and attached small mirrors to it at different angles. Then I fixed these surfaces at the bottom of my tank and filled the tank with a mixture of white paint. And it created, as a result, it created these refractions and reflections in the water. And then to automate it, I decided to put this laser on a stepper motor sequence and coded it using an Arduino. So for critical engineering, we had to create stream for this class. I worked on this with Chewon, and we had a conversation with an AI called Replica, and we wanted to challenge its understanding. At one point, it started to hit on us, and then sometimes it felt like I was talking to an infant because they couldn't remember simple things. We started getting more aggressive with it to see how far it would go, and it attacked us even, which was super weird. There are reports that say that people are in long-term relationships with the AI, and we wanted to see how far we could push its understanding and asked it about family, love, and hatred. And at the end, it said this, which was super weird. The whole stream is 10 minutes long, so I won't play the entire thing, but this was just some screenshots from it. For design of programs, we had to create a typographic poster using a software not meant to do that. I chose Blender, and this is me just figuring out the software. Once I was familiar with it, I started sketching for the kind of texture and layout I wanted. In the end, I settled with the letter I because I wanted to show vanity, narcissism, and egoistical views. This is me trying out different kinds of eyes. I chose this refracted glass. It created this nice refraction on the background. Then we had to silk print it. I personally liked the pink one because it looked very dull in natural light, but had this very pretty shine when flashed with light. For design of code, we were told to create a multiplayer game for Design by Code class. At first, I wanted to create this grass piano, but it didn't work out. I started working with buttons since I thought they would be easy to work with. The wiring and coding was easy, but they had physical limitations. They couldn't take the weight of the grass mats. So I switched to piezo elements, which I put at random points under the mat as it would catch the weight inflections when you walked on it. When you walk on it, it captures different parameters like weight, speed, and position. And these were the visuals you could get from them. These are the different visuals. I could reset it by pressing spacebar. Lastly, for digital art, I started making this in Touch Designer using random seed noise generation because I wanted it to look organic, and it was like an organic cave. Adding different effects to it over the next few weeks, I was able to make this fiery web-like animation, which I overlapped with a dance video. Um, I thought this was very beautiful because it looked like she was the fire and it was just going in and out. I wanted to create a kind of cultural sculpture using this traditional Indian art and project the previous video onto it in a space. So I started looking into it. I created these models. I created these models after looking into it, but I wasn't really feeling it. I was really confused after this point, and I didn't want to go down this path anymore. So I went back to abstract sculptures, and these were some good ones I had from the experiments I did. I wanted to create this narrative that the clay being man made is intervened with metal and plastic, and we try to make it look okay by growing plants on it. In the end, I made this clay square which was precise and showed human intervention. It was covered in soil which has plants on it, but the plants are covered in plastic, unable to breathe, as you can see from the condensation. Um, and then these fake metal flowers in the place of real ones. And if you looked closely, any plant that tried to escape the plastic, it has been cut. So you can see little stems coming out of the plastic, but no actual flower on them or plant on them. And I made this light animation using primary colors, and it looked more dystopian to present it. Thank you.